I think Verizon going to be just fine.
All right, solid. All right, pivot. AT&T's networking chief Chris Sambar to leave the company. We broke the story, man. We had that story first, B. A lot of people were questioning it. They were like, yo, why aren't news outlets covering it? What's going on? We were able to break the story, and you guys knew about it first. Chris Sambar, who is was the AT&T wireline and wireless network chief, has left the company. Confirmed by AT&T, his last day was today. You got your thank yous from the executives there and all those things. Since 2022, Sambar has been responsible for the design, engineering, construction, and management of AT&T's global network, covering $27 billion in annual budget. He started at AT&T roughly 20 years ago, has held various leadership roles in the company, consumer and enterprise, spearheaded AT&T's FirstNet program, which targets first responders and other public safety workers. From what I understand, everybody loves this dude, Chris Sambar. He is going to be what I'm assuming is a free agent and could land anywhere he wants. Everybody respects this guy. He's got a pedigree of excellence, lots of respect, lots of positives about him and what he achieved at AT&T. He's a board member at ASTS, and this really seemed abrupt. Nobody had any answers, no explanations publicly from internal or anything. I had this conversation with a close friend, and we couldn't figure anything out as we talked through it. I was trying to reach out to folks internally at AT&T. I got nowhere. Everybody was surprised, caught off guard. This is not nothing. There is no way to spin it. This is something. For a stand-up guy who is respected and appreciated and celebrated as much as Chris Sambar is, to just abruptly get up and leave in like a 1 or 2 week span in a not so progressive way of leaving the company. Like, usually when people retire, it's already known that their contract is going to be done and they're not renewing and they're going to retire, right? If something bad happens, let's say there's chicanery and there's some tomfoolery going on internally at the company, he would be escorted off the premise. There'd be an investigation, blah, blah, blah. None of that is happening here. So it feels or seems from the outside looking in that he abruptly decided to leave the company. And by abruptly, like within a week or two notice. That's atypical for a man in his position, especially at a stable company like AT&T. How many jobs like this exist in the world? A company as big as AT&T, a position to where you really only have two superiors. Like, his boss is the CTO and the CEO. Right? So like, this is not nothing. This is something. And I don't know if he fell out with other executives. I don't know if it was something else going on internally, if he's displeased with the direction of the company. I don't know any of that. I don't want to speculate or pontificate too much, but this has to be something. B, what's your take?
Well, I certainly feel for him and his family. This doesn't seem to be something that he did of his own accord. When you get to certain levels with companies, generally those types of executives don't get fired. They get kind of allowed to publicly, just kind of leave, and that's fine. It shows a respect to their accomplishments and, of course, to their leadership during their time. But I don't know. This doesn't seem to be something that he wanted to do. Seems like he was kind of forced out. I'm not exactly sure why. Because from a performance standpoint, to AT&T's credit, they have hung in there. They certainly aren't performing bad, or certainly aren't performing poorly, given the assets that they have. So I'm not sure what's happening at AT&T. I don't know what happened. I don't know if there's just a difference of philosophy between himself and maybe some of his peers. I don't really know. But if he's as good as people say, that he is, or as Sneed, as you say that he is, I'm sure he'll find another place in the industry and continue to thrive.